Hey guys, it's me, Jane. Hey guys, my name is Jane. And today we have a little special guest. It's actually me, but when I had red hair, now I don't. Yeah, well, that's obvious. Today's video is going to be about something really important that I kind of looked it up and I realized that not a lot of people talk about this subject. Okay, our topic is how to let go of figure skating jealousy. Now, first of all, what is figure skating jealousy? Okay, so as you all know, figure skating is a competitive sport. So what this means is that basically, you're eventually, even if you're not gonna compete, the sport is a competitive sport. It's like you have to be the first, you wanna get in the top three, it's a competitive sport. So you get judged by the judges and they give you, points for your movements. And well, that's all the way after you've gone to a certain level. But before all that, at the base of it, figure skating is still a competitive sport. Let me tell you a little story. So we figure skaters have tests that we go to, from the levels, like up to junior and senior and, the Grand Prix and all that, those are the levels. And, well, if you're new to the sport and if you don't know about those tests, it's basically the tests that you take in order to be able to compete, in a, national level, in any level, basically. The story time is when we were attending some very easy test, not easy necessarily, but just one of the tests from the beginning. A few kids, literally, I don't even know how old they are, but they were like this, They came to us and they made fun of our level and whatever. And we were shocked. Let me tell you why. Because they're little kids and they're judging us because of our level. And that's who taught you to do that, Basically, it becomes apparent that some sports like figure skating has not only just the people in it, but some of the mothers and the families are really pressuring people, little children, into this. They're like, oh, you have to be better, you did worse than blah blah blah, it's a competitive sport. But when I say it's a competitive sport, it's not just there's judges and it's a competition. No, it's people are constantly seeing other people and trying to understand who's better. Am I better than you? Are you better than me? And based on that, they're gonna have a different approach towards that person. And the reason I'm so comfortable in telling you this is because I used to be one of those people, anger can also, or disgust or whatever, just not liking a person is also sometimes just stems from jealousy, because you think they're better than you and that hurts you, you want to be better. But and here is, now that we have understood this figure skating jealousy, it's time to move on to how to be able to get rid of it. When you are jealous of other people, you are basically creating boundaries for yourself. Not boundaries, but okay, I'm just gonna write it down here because I can't remember the word right now. You're basically telling yourself, okay, I'm gonna focus on this person right now. Even if it's in a negative manner, you're just focusing not on yourself, but the other person. And you're like, oh, they can do this. Or how are they doing this? Okay, it can be good because you might be trying to learn. If you're using this idea or mindset to learn from them, that's good. But if you're just stuck there, not even working on what you're working on anymore, you're not gonna progress in any way, shape, or form. This is just basic maths, So, how to be cool by not caring about our little jealousy. Basically, you have to focus on yourself. In fact, once you have realized there's absolutely no point of thinking about anybody else's success or just watching them, that's a different thing. But the people you're working with, working around, people that are in the same rank as you, people that you know, there's no point, because it's not getting you anywhere. Once you are aware of this, once you have this realization, you can move on to the next steps, which are, you have to realize that not all progress is the same. I'm not saying this to just calm down your jealousy, but this is just a fact. Maybe once you know this, it's gonna be easier. Some people, okay, we all start from here, okay, let's say, and this is the road, and let's say this is like level 10. I'm not saying that there's a certain level, maximum level that you can reach, but okay, some people are like, really fast. But they can stop at a certain point because they've made so much progress, and now it's so hard to progress from here on. And you have to just slowly, and some people are moving like this, but it doesn't matter, because no matter what, they will still be moving. It was too hot in here. What you can do to focus on yourself is, first of all, create boundaries. If somebody is going to come up to you and talk about you, like talk about your skills or their skills, or just compare the two of you, or compare you with someone else, and if you don't like that because it just causes more jealousy in you, or just upsets you, or affects your progress in a bad way, just be able to stand up to them and be like, I'm sorry, I don't want to talk about this. Or just be like, I would really rather not, I don't like to compare myself. I like where I am right now. It might not be the standard for you. It is fine. I'm fine with where I am right now. I have belief in myself. I have belief that I will be progressing. And it doesn't matter that I'm starting, or where I am right now is not where you are at, but it's where I am, because this is a progress, Nobody's starting here. You have to remind yourself, just because you're not there with all the good people, it doesn't mean you won't ever get there. And if you have gotten somewhere, that means that you can have this progress again. You just have to figure out how. And the more you're focused on, oh, I have to do this because everyone can do this, or like, that's just gonna weigh you down. It's gonna take you away from your progress. Instead, what you have to do is just focus on what you're bad at. In fact, use those jealousy items, like, oh, I'm so bad at this. Okay, now that you actually have a great opportunity to grow. You can take those and be like, oh, now I'm gonna work on them because I know what's bothering me and I'm working on them. And just by being there, by doing the work, instead of just like focusing on everyone else, you're gonna be getting better. And I'm saying this, but I'm still, trying to do what I'm saying. I'm just trying, And here is something that I feel is very important. Because of the competitiveness in figure skating, and I know this is like a worldwide fact because everybody talks about it, we forget what figure skating means to us, what it makes us feel. For example, I remember when I was a kid, just skating, not doing anything, like not the jumps, not the spins or whatever, just skating made me feel so free. As a child, I was like, when I felt sad or whatever, I would just like skate and not even necessarily even do hand movements. I would just go around, and I was like, that was a great feeling for me. And with all the competitiveness, all the, need to get better, all the stress, like, I don't know, even, eating disorders and all that, because it causes that. All this competitiveness causes that, in fact. And I believe the most important thing in order to just get rid of your jealousy is to remember, you are not doing this for them, you're doing this for yourself. The main thing is just for you to like it. We need to realize that the most things we're doing in our lives is not to please other people. It's not to make other people happy, not to make your mother happy, or not to make your friends happy, or whatever, It is to make yourself happy. You have to like what you're doing in order to be good at it in the first place. You have to remember. So what I'm saying basically is, if you're feeling this shift where you are no longer caring about how great it feels to skate, but the need to get better. Take a step back. Go back and try to find how great it feels to skate, because it's going away when you're, just go back to the first part. Like, why did you want this in the first place? It wasn't to get here. It was because you liked doing it. It was because you liked just walking. You liked the walk. You didn't like the run. You didn't want to run. You just liked the walk, and the walk got you over here. You didn't expect to get over here. But once you get in like the middle of the road or something, or just like the very part where you're starting to get good, you realize, oh, now I'm in it. Now it's gonna get competitive. However, it doesn't necessarily have to be, and you don't have to be competitive in order to be good. You just have to be consistent and keep working and like what you're doing. Especially if you had an injury, and if you're maybe older than most skaters, because they're mostly kids, And you might be thinking to yourself, I'm so unlucky, or I could have started earlier and I would have been so much better, because I have been through the same thing, even though I'm 21 right now. It's for the skating world, it's a very old age. But I started when I was like 7. But I didn't start at a skating place, like it was just a mall. So it was like, I didn't even know, as I said, that I could have gotten here. I was just enjoying the ride, literally. So, there's a skater called Paulina Edmunds. One of her posts said something that really stuck with me. Basically, the main idea is like, instead of focusing on your age and how it's too late for you or whatever, just use this awareness. Awareness is a really great thing. Use this awareness to your benefit. Be like, okay, I'm older. My body works differently. Okay, now that you know, you can assess, how does my body move differently? What am I supposed to do now? Because there's a change between your child self and your now self. Do you have to be more patient with yourself? There's good parts of being an adult and being an adult skater. For example, you don't have as much pressure, because it's easier to just set boundaries when you're an adult, because you don't have to do what you don't want to do most of the time. Like, you can get away from people that are like, making you feel bad, or you can just choose your journey and just embrace how amazing that is. You can choose your journey. You can stop for a moment, stop this long-term goal and just focus on you. Just remember, what did it feel like to put your skates on? Just to put your skates on, not to get on the rink, not to walk towards the rink, but to put your skates on. It was amazing, wasn't it? Just put your skates on and don't worry about anything else, because it might seem like that's the very important part of this ride, but don't worry about the ride. The more you are there, the more you try, you're eventually going to get better. There's no escape from getting better if you're actually working for these things. Okay guys, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope that you can just give a big thumbs up. That's what they all say, I don't know. And just subscribe to my channel. That would actually mean a lot to me. I didn't used to say, I used to like not say these stuff, but it would actually mean a lot to me if you did that. But anyway, if there's anything else you want to add, or if there's any questions, or if there's any topics you want to discuss, maybe I can make videos about them, or I don't know, like, what do you want? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video, so bye!